Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to How to Be a Boss channel, and today I want to talk about who should pay on the first few dates between a man and a woman. In the early 1900s, it would always be the man who would pay for dates and household costs, as women had to stay at home and didn't work. Then feminism came around, where women demanded that they be able to go to work, which led to many work positions being created for women. As women became more successful in the workplace, they wanted to have access to higher positions and wanted equality in pay to their male counterparts. This led to the Equal Pay Act in 1983. Some women wanted to work to have the same opportunities that men have, while some women still wanted to be a traditional housewife that relies on men to provide for her and the family. These two opposing views have created a contradiction on who should pay on the first few dates between men and women. You have the modern day woman who works and has to struggle to pay her bills, leaning on feminism in the workplace to request equal pay and opportunities, but due to having to provide for themselves and pay for their own bills, go back to the view that a man should pay for a woman on dates to save themselves money. A lot of women will say that if a man asks them on a date, then he should pay for it. But this negates the fact that 99% of the time, the men have to ask women out, which means that men have to pay on dates. You also have some views that men should pay throughout the courting period, and only when they are in an official dating relationship should the woman split bills with a man. Only if you're a wealthy man who likes paying for others' bills should you do this. My opinion is similar to that of the British dating coach Matt Hussey, who has moved to America. Hussey says that you should treat your partner like you would your best friend, and you wouldn't expect your best friend to pay every time you went out, as you respect them and want to treat them correctly. If I had a best friend and I expected them to pay for me every time we went out, then I don't think they would be my friend very soon. Dating has been really set up for women. Most guys will make the mistake of taking a woman for dinner, then trying to impress her and having to pay for whatever she decides to eat or drink. In translation, you're paying to entertain the girl and have her judge you at the end of the night to see whether you're worthy of a second date. This scenario can allow an attractive girl to have a new date every day of the week and have a different guy pay for her meal, where she incurs very little costs. Unfortunately, if you're a guy, then I think you're going to have to be prepared to pay on the first date, but that doesn't mean that you don't control the environment and the potential cost of the date. I never believe in taking a woman for a dinner date, as you can't control the variables in play. Once you sit down at a table, she can order anything she likes off the menu, and as we say, run up the bill by ordering dishes or drinks that she likes. Also, you're associating yourself with the role of the provider, where you're giving her food to eat, which most guys she has rejected have already done. Plus, you have a big table in the way of your interaction if you want to get close. I would say a much better idea is to go for drinks with the woman in an area close to where you live, as you know the environment. You can find places nearby within your cost range, and if you can find nights where they might have a 2-to-1 drink special or any discounts on drink, then all the better. Tell her that you've found a venue and she has to meet you there, which is also making her come to you, which is giving her a task to see whether she wants to really come and meet you. Some girls will blow you off if you don't have the date right next to them. From there, you can set yourself a budget for the evening, and you can make sure you stick with it no matter what pressure she tries to exert. Remember to tell her to eat dinner beforehand, and if she insists on dinner or asks you for food, then I would walk away, which is why you make the date close to your house if this situation arises. Before she arrives, you ask her what she likes to drink, and you can get 2 or 3 drinks of that type and set up a comfortable seating area for her to meet you. Also have a backup venue where you know the prices of the drinks nearby in case she says, "Can we move to a new venue?" if she doesn't like your present venue. From here, I think it's your duty as a man to totally flip the script on this woman and start doing what she does to guys. Imagine you're an investigative reporter for the CIA who wants to know if this woman has the right qualities for you. So you have to test her and question her on all aspects of her life. If you don't think that she has the right qualities for you, then you paid for a few drinks and can get out of there. If you think the girl has potential to be more, and you're not a wealthy man, then it's time to find out her views on feminism, which can determine future dates. Tell her you totally believe in all parts of feminism and how women should be able to be liberated in life by having their own career and choices and deserve exactly the same treatment as men. I'm sure that the woman will totally agree with you and actually find your viewpoint refreshing. Then you should say that you believe that feminism should be applied in all aspects of life, especially dating and relationships, and women should be held to the same standards as men, and find out what her opinion on that is. From here, you're really going to find out what type of person she is and whether she will contribute further down the line. Most women will say men and women are not the same and men should look after women. But if you're a wealthy man and she says she believes a man should pay for everything, then you need to let her go, no matter how hot she is, as she will bankrupt you and make you stress out over money. If she believes in equality, then you'll have a chance with her, as she's most likely to treat you well. A word of caution here is you might get some girls who will lie to you to get more free drinks or meals from you and say they believe in equality, but really they want you to pay for everything. If you go on 2 or 3 dates with this type of girl and she doesn't reach into her purse, then pull the chute on her, as it won't get any better. I want to show you an example of a type of girl who is prepared to pay. Parliamentary researcher Cecilia, 23, went on a date with a business developer called Viv, who was 26. They got into an awkward row when it came to settling the bill. She produced her card and insisted they went Dutch, but Viv wasn't having any of it, begging her to let him be a gentleman and pay the lot. The waitress looked embarrassed as the pair reached an awkward standoff, and Cecilia refused to back down. She said, "Give me one rational reason why a woman can't pay." Viv told her to shut up for once, begging her to let him pay. Instead, Cecilia instructed the waitress to split the bill, giving her date no choice but to give in. I really like what Cecilia did here and her style. How many times do you go on a date with an attractive and successful woman who is waiting for you to pay for everything? To date a woman who actually practices what she preaches is refreshing. If I was Viv, I would have either let her pay for the meal, then buy all the drinks later, or gone halves and try to lock in the next date with Cecilia. If you do go on the second date then I would suggest either cooking a meal at your house where she has to come along, or going for a picnic which has little cost associated with it. Make sure you're on your best performance, so you've given her 2 dates of high quality. At the end of the day, you tell her that you have asked her out twice and it's her turn to ask you out, and plan the date. And if she says, I don't ask guys out, then you say, it was nice meeting you and I hope you have a great life. You're a man of high value and you don't need to be constantly chasing women around. And if you put your best effort in for 2 dates and can't get her to initiate anything, then that is exactly what it will be like if you have a relationship together. You'll always be the one having to initiate dates and be the one to make the relationship move forward. If the girl is serious about you, then she'll ask you out, and by the logic of who asks pays, she should foot the bill. If you take up her invitation and she doesn't pay for the date, even though she said she believes in equality, then you're on to a loser there. In her mind, she believes in equality, but her actions show that she wants a man to pay for her, which is a recipe for disaster if you have a mindset that purports to a 50-50 type of split. In conclusion, if you ask a girl out, then most likely you'll have to pay for the first date. But that doesn't mean that you let it become super expensive. Avoid dinner dates where she has a free rein to choose any dish or drink which could become dear. Get her into your environment close to where you live and know the prices of drinks in the local bars, which you can put it on a budget. On your first meeting, make sure you test and find out if she has the personal qualities that you want in a woman, and then find out her views on feminism. Remember, 80% of marriage fail around the world due to money problems. If you're not on the same wavelength regarding who provides what, then you're in for a long, hard relationship which ultimately won't work. If you get to the second date, then make it low-key as well, but deliver your best performance and remind her at the end of the date that you have asked her out twice, and if she wants to continue, then it's her turn to ask you out. By her asking you out, you can see if she has initiative or if you're the only one to drive the relationship forward. If you go on this date and she doesn't pay for it, then it's really game over under the girl logic of who asks pays.